Some people believe that more action should be taken to prevent crime, while others feel that crimes can be tackled effectively with the existing system. Discuss both views and give your opinion. From the question itself, we can understand this is a discussion type of question. We have two sides, argument number one and argument number two. So in argument number one, they are telling crime is increasing, so we need to take more actions to prevent crimes further. At the same time, others feel that we have an existing system, and that is more than enough to tackle the problem of crime. So both views have to be discussed objectively, and finally you have to give your personal opinion. So let's see from the very beginning what we said in the introduction. Prevention of crime is the primary motive of global societies to ensure safety and security of people. So the first sentence addresses the first sentence, what it shows, it addresses the topic, that it is the crime prevention is the topic here. Now the second sentence is the argument. You can see the second sentence, when some people feel that existing system is not so effective in doing so and requires more actions to tackle it. Others think just the opposite. You have two opposing views here. Both these views are vital in the current scenario. So you have two views there. Both these views are vital in the current scenario. In the current scenario, both these views are vital. And hence a detailed discussion is needed before framing a logical conclusion. We can say argument number one is important. Argument number two is important. They have their own relevance, and therefore a detailed discussion is needed before framing a logical conclusion or a rational conclusion. The thing is over there. The introduction is over there. Now the paragraph number one, we are addressing the first particular thing, why we need more actions. The fundamental reason behind the former group's view is that the nature of crime is becoming more complex these days. So you can say the fundamental reason why, it's the main reason, is that the nature of the crime is becoming more complex these days. When compared to the past, in the past, to be precise, in the past, there were less number of crimes. The number of crimes were less, and the ways the culprit executed those were similar. So we did have less number of crimes, and if such crimes were there were a similarity in the way which was it was simple. So simple ways of executing the crime, it was there. But there are abundant number of crimes at present. We have a lot of crimes, types of crimes at present, and which are more concentrated on the cyberspace. You can see these number of crimes, abundant numbers of crimes are concentrated in the cyberspace. In short, one could see that the global crime rate is growing constantly. You can say the global crime rate is growing constantly, no matter how perfect the measures respective governments adopt to tackle this issue. If you take a perfect measure by the respective governments, the authorities are taking the perfect measure, even though still it is moving high. Therefore, it's quite rational to have more actions to slow down the pace of crime. And sincere attempts are recommended to maintain a secure society. So it is highly recommended to have some measures, more actions. Even though the actions are taken and the perfect actions are taken, it is not proven effective. So, however, others feel that there are enough provisions in the present law and order system which are not properly utilized to fight the problem. So there are enough provisions, but we are not using it properly. To be clearer, newer technologies, surveillance cameras, biometric notes, all these things, physical crimes can be brought down to a great extent. Stronger password and frequent change of those can prevent the problems of hacking and related crimes. Most governments are modifying their legislations periodically and ensuring the fitting punishments for wrongdoers. So all these things we can say, by all these things we can say the existing system is nearly effective in bringing down the rate of crime. You can do that. You can say that. So the first two paragraph discusses the matter objectively. The first paragraph, they analyze why the former group thinks like that. Second paragraph, they analyze why the second group analyze things like that. Now let's go ahead with the conclusion here. So this is the conclusion. After analyzing both these views in detail, so I had a deep analysis there. After analyzing both these views in detail, though it is vital to find ways to tackle newer forms of crime, newer forms of crimes should be tackled with new measures. We need to take more actions there. If newer forms of crimes are there, then we need to tackle this thing in another way, in an innovative way. Though it is vital, it is more important to make the existing laws and systems work more effectively. So we have to make the existing systems like surveillance cameras, stronger passwords, and the existing laws and legislations. We need to allow it to work more effectively. And this can bring down the global crime rate substantially. So considerable decline would be there if you do this thing, the existing. So it is more important. So what is more important? The second view is more important. The existing, we do have a lot of systems here to tackle this crime. So if you do it effectively, you can bring down the crime rate considerably. But at the same time, I have to find new ways to tackle newer forms of crime. I hope you have understood this particular session.